in Python or like in maybe like C also, like you have seen that like variables is basically used to store certain values, right? It will act like memory for us. Whereas in the MATLAB also, we will have something like some MATLAB variables where we will store all the values or like all the matrices what we generate, all the images what we generate, etc. So now, actually, like especially as I told in the matrix, MATLAB, all the values what we store it as basically a matrix only, right? What I said, like we can store images or signals. So all these parameters, all these elements will be stored as a matrix in the matrix. So our variables also will be storing matrix, and uh, so whenever you define a matrix, right? Whenever you define a variable in the MATLAB, so first thing we should follow certain name rules. Like we know that in C programming we'll have like what is the length, maximum length defined, and like certain characters which are not allowed in the C programming variables, right? In the same way, in MATLAB also, we have certain rules. The first thing is like we'll have a number of character supported in a variables is limited. So it's again, it is not fixed for each machine what you are running, right? So for instance, like if you run in the Windows 32-bit or like in Windows 64-bit or like Linux, from machine to machine or like from operating system to operating system, it may vary. Okay, so the amount, I mean like the length, maximum length which is allowed by uh, MATLAB shall be found using like name length max. Okay, so for instance, like I'll show you, demonstrate in my PC what is the maximum length allowed. I'll open MATLAB. So the command is name length max, right? So name length max, this is the command what I can use to find maximum length what I can use it for my variable. So see, in my PC 63 characters are maximum what I can use for a variable. In the sense, if I am defining a variable called maybe MATLAB variable, so this has to be within 64 characters. That basically that it means, basically like if you see name length max states that maximum you can have 63 characters. Okay, so next let's see what are all the various rules. Okay, what are all the various rules? Let me project my screen. The variable names are case sensitive. In a sense, capital A and small a is different. Okay, like in certain languages it allows like case insensitive. You know, one example is VSDL. If you're like electronic students, you might have used VSDL coding, right? So in that, like characters are case insensitive, the names are case insensitive. Here the case it is like case sensitive, and valid name of the variable starts with a letter. Always a name, variable name should start with the alphabetical letter, and it has to be followed by numbers, letters, or underscore only. No other special characters are allowed. Okay, only underscores are allowed. And avoid using the keywords for variable names. You do not use keywords. So here, keywords in the sense like in the C programming, you have for, while, go to. These are all the keywords, right? In the same way, for the MATLAB, we have various keywords like if else or like length, numeral. So you should avoid using those keywords. Okay. Uh, Next question is like, how we'll get to know? For instance, you have defined certain variable name, and before that, like you might not know. Like for instance, like I can say one image as a variable. If I am trying to define image as a variable, because like MATLAB has thousands of keywords, not like C programming. Since I said it is used for various engineering computation, scientific computation, it might have thousands of different functions, right? So for 5G toolset itself, you might have like 500, 600 different names. So in that scenario, first we can check that like, whether that is a keyword, that is a, I mean already whether it is there in the environment or like it is defined as a keyword. So for that, we can use is keyword command. Okay, is keyword command. So let me project my MATLAB screen. So let me this is a MATLAB where is the variable what I'm using, right? So is keyword, you have to type this command, is keyword space that variable name, MATLAB. So it is saying logical zero. It will tell in the boolean values actually whether it is like if it is logical high, that is like it means one, it means it is a keyword. So maybe I'll try with one keyword option. I tried with is keyword MATLAB where, so it is saying logical zero, it means like it is not a keyword. So let me try with the one keyword, if. If is a keyword, is keyword if. So it is saying answer yes, if is a keyword which is used in the MATLAB. So it's a part of your MATLAB programming, so you should not use this as a variable. Maybe I'll give you another example. Is keyword image. Image is not a keyword, you can use it as a variable. So let's go back to slides now. Another rule is basically you should also avoid using functions, not only keyword, functions. So, for I mean, like again, you might not know there are thousands of functions, hundreds of. So whether that function is already defined or not, we have to check, right? So for that, we have to use exists keyword, exist. Okay. So let me present my MATLAB screen. So exist. I can say maybe test value, test function. Whether that exists? Answer is no. It does not exist. Or maybe it can be that time I tested image whether it is a keyword. See whether image. So image actually exists. It's a non-zero value. If it is a non-zero value, then it means it exists. That function exists. If it's a zero value, then it does not exist. Okay. So next is actually, if you have seen, like whenever we define certain variable, the MATLAB, these all variables will be created as, I mean, it will be stored in the workspace. That's what I said, like initially, whatever the variable you create, that will be stored in the workspace. What will happen when you run a new program? For instance, by mistakenly, if you have used same name, it will be reusing in your program, right? So that actually that variable will be reused. And if some certain previously computed value will be there, that will affect your code. So for that purpose, we have clear command where you can clear. It can be like two ways. I mean, like you can clear a particular variable or set of variable or all the variables. Okay. So we will see how we can use this clear. So if you see the workspace, we have a, answer, FID, all these variable which are present, right? So now if I want to clear a, I can type clear a. So if you see this, now actually a is deleted, right? If I type a, it's unrecognized function or variable because it deleted. Now I have answer as a variable, right? So answer is a variable now. See this answer is 5. So now if I delete clear answer, if I type answer, it will again show. Actually, it is not showing any value. Previously, if you had seen, it was showing some value, right? Now, if you see, still like there are some set of variables. Like let's now try deleting two variables. Clear FID, and FID underscore FX. So two variables deleted at a time, and still we have around five variables. Now we'll try another option, clear all. It will clear all the workspace. These are the three options whichever available. Huh? So next is basically you can see like even though like you can directly see in the workspace, but certain programs may require get the required to get the list of variables which are available. So for that we can use who command. Who basically show all the variables which are declared in the workspace. Another command is whose. Like it will also tell what type of variable it is, what dimension of variable it is. Okay. So let's see like in the MATLAB how we can use this who and who. So right now actually like none of the variables are defined. So I'll define my own variables. A equals to 6, B equals to 9, C equals to maybe I'll explain you in detail about matrix, but right now you assume that this is the way of declaring. We have three variables in the workspace. Now, what I'll do, I'll type who. You see, your variables are A, B, C. These are the three variables which are defined in the workspace. Now, if I type whose, you can see what is the dimensionality also it will show. A, B, C are the variables. It will also show the dimensions and how many bytes it took to store it in the computer memory. So it will show in detail whose, but who will just show the summary of all the variables which are defined. Okay.
Yes, sir.